Dinamo Zagreb are your current leaders over in the Europa Conference League as they made it back-to-back wins. That's right, but they're joined at the top of the table by some other clubs. Who are they? We'll tell you all about that and much more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another video today. We're looking forward to match number 3, that's right, over in the Europa League. And we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe. You want subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Europa League, whoa, football. We're all here under one Ruski, that's right. Yes, joining Dinamo Zagreb, the likes of Porto, Lyon, Aston Villa are amongst them, with the clubs that make it back-to-back wins. But who will make it 3 wins on the bounce? Well, we'll see about that and much more in a second. Big shout out to the members and the patrons, you know who you are. And for you guys, make sure you subscribe and smash that like. We're trying to get up to, dare I say, 40 likes for this one. Please do us a favour and hit that like button. But now, guys and girls, we're going to recap the results from last time around. So sit tight, hold on, and of course, hang with me here as we look forward to the next round of games. But these were the results last time around. And these were my predictions. This is the current situation over in the table right now. And as you can see, the likes of Malmo struggling, Feyenoord, Rangers yet to get a win, Nice also winless. In the middle of the pack, the likes of Genk, Celta, Vigo, we've got Roma in there. But of course, the top 8, as of right now, see Zagreb, Midtjylland, Braga, Villa, Lyon, Lille, Porto and Viktoria Pilsen. But that can all change this coming match day, which is match number 3. And of course, we've got these cracking matches on the agenda this week. Which is your favourite? Well, we're going to get into each and every one of them right here, right now. All right then, folks, let's kick it all off with a trip to Norway. That's right, Brann is the venue here. Brann Stadion as they take on Rangers. That's right, Freya Alexandersson coming into 17th right now. 3 points for them. That's 1 win, 1 defeat so far in this Europa League. They've just lost once of the last 4 matches up against the Rangers side under Danny Roll. That's right, newly appointed. Just 1 win in the last 5. And of course, these two clubs yet to play each other. But Rangers, of course, more importantly, yet to get a win in this competition. They're coming into this on the back of successive draws, Rangers, in the Scottish top flight. This could be the worst season in there in a long time for Rangers, and they've got a lot of work for Danny Roll to do. Drawing with Falkirk, drawing with Dundee United, and they last played in this competition, losing to Sturm Graz. As for Brann, they picked up a 4-1 of our Haugesund. They did lose to Viking, but last time around, this competition, they picked up a 1-0 win over Utrecht. The bookies' odds for this one, Brann are favoured. Of course, if Rangers get anything out of this, it'll be a point in the bag, and of course, one to move on to next time around. So I'm going to go with a win for nobody. I think a draw would be solid for, of course, new coach there, Danny Roll. But we'll see if he can get more than that when he decides lock horns this coming Thursday. So the Dutchlands now as Feyenoord will take on Panathinaikos at the Stadion Feyenoord. Robin van Persie's Dutchlands are actually 34th right now, no points for them, but they won 3 of the last 4 matches. Standing in the way is Christos Kontis, the Greek outfit. They sit 12th right now with 3 points, just 1 defeat in the last 6. And these two clubs played. It was a friendly way back in July 2019. It did result in a 3-0 win for the Greeks. As for the Greeks, the Panathinaikos, they're back on a 1-1 scoreline here against Aris Thessaloniki in the Superliga in Greece. The last time around, they did lose, though, to go-ahead Eagles from the Dutchlands. So, of course, they're looking to bounce back at the second attempt here against a Dutch outfit. As for Feyenoord, they did lose to Villa last time around, but since then, they've scored 10 goals in the past 2 games, including a 7-0 win over Hercules Almelo. The bookies will back Feyenoord. I will probably back Feyenoord as well. 3-1 winners and a first win on the cards for the Dutchlands. And, of course, Robin van Persie. Hop on over the border, though, to Genk over in Belgium now as Genk under Torsten Fink. 80th at the table, 3 points for them at the moment, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They'll be taking on Real Betis and Manuel Pellegrini, who sit 9th with 4 points and unbeaten so far in the Europa League. They're coming into this unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches, including a draw last time against Villarreal. They also picked up a 2-0 win over Ludogorets Razgrad last time they played in this competition. Genk, of course, the host here in Belgium. They did beat, they actually lost to Fenerbahce last time around. But they did beat Rangers, of course, in the two matches so far in this competition. They did draw 2-2 in the Jupiler League against Sussel Bruges last time around. Their bookies' odds find it quite tight between these two sides, but they lean away towards Real Betis on this one. I'm going to go with a draw again on this. Two sides, two very different, sort of similar size here. I think if it was in Spain, you'd be going for Betis here. I think Genk can be a little bit tricky. And I think they'll get them on a good day here. So a point in the bag for each of one of these clubs. Hop on over to Austria now as RB Salzburg take on Ferencvaros. That's right, the Red Bull Arena. Salzburg and Thomas Lech, just one defeat in the last 4. They sit 34th right now, no points. Up against Ferencvaros, Robbie Keane. They're 11th right now, 4 points on the board for them. Coming into unbeaten so far in this competition. They played each other just once. It was a friendly back in June 2023. 2-1 winners it was. Coming into this, Fenerbahce did draw back-to-back in their domestic top flight with Pakski and Upchi Budapest. But they last played, of course, in this competition. It was a nice 1-0 win over Genk, which we already talked about. Match. As for the opposition, Salzburg, on the back of a 2-2 draw against SR Altrecht. They beat. They did also beat SK Rapid in their Austrian top flight. They did lose though to Lyon last time around. So far, looking for the first point on the board. The bookies are actually looking at Salzburg for the victory here. I'm not too sure about that. I probably am going with Salzburg. Yes, I am. 2-1 winners. But Fenerbahce ain't no slouches, and there could be definitely more than a handful in this match coming at you this coming Thursday. Go to Fenerbahce now, over in Turkey as Dominic Tedesco's club are 20th, 3 points to the board, unbeaten in the last 4 matches, taking on a Stuttgart side. Sebastian Hoeneß, just a 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 22nd with 3 points for them so far. Both sides in good domestic form right now, so Stuttgart winning 5 matches of the last 6, including a 3-0 win over Wolfsburg. They last played in this competition, though, losing to Basel. But hoping to have a bit more joy this time around. As for Fenerbahce, of course, winning 1, losing 1 in this competition. Nice, which was very, very nice last time around. And also on the back, a couple of good results over in Turkey. The bookies odds for this one, they'll go with Fenerbahce, but again, very, very tight between these two sides. Could go either way. I'm going with a 3-1 win for Tedesco, the German, over his German compatriot in the dugouts. Up on over to Portugal now as Carlos Vincent's Braga take on Vladimir Jovic's Red Star Belgrade. It's at the Braga Municipal. Braga, of course, 3rd in the table right now. Back-to-back wins, just a 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Red Star Belgrade, just the 1 point for them and 1 defeat in the last 6 in all competition. Now they have played 5 times in 2005, these two clubs. 1 win apiece and 3 draws. They last played at this venue. It was a 1-1 scoreline back in December 2021. Coming into this, Braga on the back of a 1-0 win over Braga Gnakia in the Portuguese Cup. That was this past weekend. They last played in this competition, beating Celtic in Glasgow with a massive 2-0 win on the road. As for Red Star Belgrade, they scored 9 goals in the last 2 games combined, but they did lose last time in this competition, losing to Porto 2-1 last time around. Of course, also picking up a draw against Celtic in their opening couple of games. Bookies odds will go with Braga on this one. Yeah, I'm going to go with, probably, I don't know actually on this one. Yeah, maybe going with Braga, 2-0 winners. It is a tight one because Red Star Belgrade can be decent, but more likely to get the points at home. They are on the road. Let's go to La France. La France. We're going to go Lyon specifically as Paulo Fonseca's Lyon outfit, who sit 5th right now, 6 points out of a possible 6. Coming into this up against Basel, the Ludovic Magnin. They're 14th with 3 points so far coming into this. Actually, in fact, the Swiss outfit Basel, 3 wins on the spin for them in all competitions. Taking on a Lyon side who've lost back-to-back in the top flight in France. The last victory was a 2-0 winners over Salzburg at this venue way back on the 2nd of October. As for Basel, like I said, 3 wins on the bounce, including a 2-0 win when they last played against Stuttgart on the road. Bookies odds for this one, they go in favour of Lyon. Lyon, of course, one of the favourites for this title. Going to go with a win for them as well. 2-0 winners in France to keep them on track, and that will make it 3 wins on the bounce. All right then, folks, let's go to Bucharest now over in Romania as FCSB, aka Steaua Bucharest, taking on Bologna. That's right, the Ariana Națională. Steaua Bucharest under Elias Chamanoulis. They sit 24th right now, 3 points for them on the moment. 2 defeats in the last 3, though, in all competitions. In fact, they've lost 3 in the last 6. So a 50% form for them coming into this. Up against Bologna, Vincenzo Italiano, they sit 27th. Just the 1 defeat in the last 6 for them as they try to get their first win on the agenda. Bologna, though, did pick up a 2-0 win against Cagliari over in Serie A most recently. FCSB, though, losing to Mecca Topolopoulos over in the Romanian top flight. Bookies odds for this one, I lean towards Bologna. But again, at home, FCSB should get something out of this. Going to go with a point in the bag for both sides in this match day. Back over to Holland we go as Go Ahead Eagles and Melvin Boel. Current take on Aston Villa side under Unai Emery. That's right, Go Ahead Eagles sit 15th right now, 3 points for them, but just 1 win in the last 5 matches. Up against the Villa side who've won 5 on their bounce. They clicked into top gear and they sit 3rd right now with 2 wins on the bounce in this competition. Now they played last time around, Villa, 2-1 winners over Spurs. The last play in this competition, also a 2-0 win in Dutchland where they beat Feyenoord 2-0 win, of course, on the road. As for Go Ahead Eagles, losing to PSV Eindhoven, they last played in this competition, though, picking up a 2-1 win away to Panathinaikos. The bookies odds here, they'll go with Villa. I should also go with Villa here. They've been good. 3-1 winners, solid win for Villa. And, of course, that will also make it 3 wins on the bounce for Unai Emery's lads. Go to the capital of Italy now as we go to the Stadio Olimpico Roma under taking on Plzen, Victoria Plzen in a bit of a tight one this one. Yeah, Gian Piero Casperini's boys are 15th right now, 3 points for them. Just the 1 win so far in 2 attempts. Up against Victoria Plzen, who sits 8th right now, 4 points for them. Just the 1 defeat in the last 5. Now these two clubs have played 4 times in 2016. 2 wins for Roma, 1 win for Plzen. There's been 1 draw. They last played at this venue. It was a convincing 5-0 win for Roma back in October 2018. The hosts are on the back of a defeat, losing to Internazionale in the top flight. As for Plzen with a 1-0 win over Bohemians Prague in their domestic top flight. The bookies, though, will back Roma. Gian Piero Casperini's boys should get the W here. Gone with a 2-0 winners for them to give them their second win of the campaign and move them into contention for the top 8. Let's go to the City Ground now over in England as a currently managerless Nottingham Forest take on Porto. That's right. Forest may have Sean Dyche in charge for this one. They currently find themselves 25th in the table, just a 1 point, but they've lost 4 in the bounce. They haven't won in the last 10 matches. They are desperate for a result. As for Porto, Francesco Farinoli, they sit 6th right now, 6 points for them on the agenda, and they're looking pretty good at the moment. They haven't lost in the last 14 matches coming into this, but they've never played each other, these two clubs. Porto are on the back of a 4-0 win over CD Saracanense over in the Portuguese Cup. Forest losing 3-0 at home to Chelsea last time. They haven't scored a goal in the last 2. In fact, 3 of the last 4 matches were goalless in regards for Nottingham Forest. The bookies odds will go with Forest. Somehow they find a result in there. I think I've also given Forest something on this game, but ultimately not much. Going to go with a draw here and to be Sean Dyche football. So be careful what you wish for, Forest fans. Let's go back over to France as Lille take on PAOK over the Stade Pierre-Mauroy. Bruno Vincenzo. Lille are 6 right now, 6 wins on 6 points of the possible 6 for them. Up against the PAOK side who are 28th with just the 1 point, but they're coming into this with just the 1 defeat in the last 6 matches. Lille though losing 1 in the last 5, but they did beat Nantes last time around. As for PAOK, big 2-0 win over EAK Athens to make it back-to-back wins, and they're doing all right in recent form for them over in the Greek top flight. Coming into this, the bookies odds will go with Lille. Of course, they're flying high. They're looking to make it 3 wins on the bounce. Can they add to the pack? I think they will. 2-0 winners. Lille taking the points and moving the chains. Head over to Malmo now as we go to the Alida Stadion. Malmo under Anas Marivic. They sit 36 right now. No points on the agenda. Just 2 wins in the last 6 matches. Up against Dinamo Zagreb and Malo Kovacic, who are top of the pops right now. 6 points of a possible 6 and just a 1 defeat in the last 6 in all competitions. Now, these two clubs have played twice since 2011. 1 win apiece, including a win for Malmo when they last played at this venue back in August 2011. Long time ago, guys. Malmo, though, are on the back of a 2-0 win over Nord Kopping. As for Dinamo Zagreb, they beat Oskilic in their domestic top flight. Bookies odds for this one, they go with Zagreb, who are flying high here. Want to go they want to remain in that pack of clubs unbeaten heading into this one. I'm going to go with a win for Zagreb as well. 2-1 winners. Malmo, of course, not the team they could be. Of course, a bit of I don't think they're going to have much competition or much chances of getting many points in this competition moving forward. Alrighty then, let's go over to Scotland tonight. Celtic take on Sturm Graz over at Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers' Celtic are 28th right now, just the 1 point for them, just 1 win in the last 5. Up against Sturm Graz and Jürgen Samuel, that's right, they are 22nd with 3 points coming into this, winning 5 of the last 6 matches. Now, they have played once, it was a friendly, way back in July 2016. Celtic came out top with a 1-0 win in that one. As for Celtic, they did lose to Dundee last time around. Not great season for the Glasgow teams at the moment. As for Sturm Graz, big win over BW Linz, 4-3 winners it was there. Last time around, Sturm Graz beat other half of Glasgow, 2-1 win for them in Austria. As for Celtic, losing to Braga last time around. Will Sturm Graz do the Glasgow double? Well, the bookies fancy Celtic on this one. I think I've got to give them the victory as well. Of course, Glasgow Rangers were something else. I think Celtic at home should be a no-brainer. And you're back to the host, I think, on this one. Let's go to Serbia now as we head over to, where are we going? The TSC Arena, back up to Polo's venue in Serbia. As Maccabi Tel Aviv take on Midtjylland in a neutral venue. That's remember Maccabi Tel Aviv and Zarko Lezic. They sit 30th right now, just the 1 point for them. Winless though in the last 4 matches. Up against Midtjylland, up against Mike Tulberg in the dugout. They sit second, 6 points of a possible 6. 92% form for them coming into this. Now these two sides last played, it was a one-off fixture in the last season's Europa League. It was a 2-0 win for Midtjylland when Maccabi Tel Aviv were the hosts on that one. Will it be a double? We'll see about that. Maccabi Tel Aviv are on the back of a draw against Maccabi Haifa. As for Midtjylland, big 5-1 win over Vergies in the Danish top flight. The bookies odds for this one coming into this. Of course, Midtjylland looking to make it a 3 wins on the bounce on this one. They are favoured for the victory. Tel Aviv, though, not too far off of it. Could be a tight game. Going to go with a draw here. Drop points for Midtjylland. Point in the bag for the hosts here, Maccabi Tel Aviv. And, of course, a neutral venue. All right, let's go to the favourite stadium of all us. It is Wankdorf. That's right, Young Boys Bern taking on Ludogorets Razgrad. Coming at you this coming Thursday. Young Boys Bern under Judge Junior continues at 19th right now. 3 points for them. Back-to-back defeats up against Ludogorets Razgrad and Rui Mota. Winners in the last 3. They sit 21st, also on 3 points. Now, these two clubs have played twice. 2 friendlies, both resulting in wins for Ludogorets Razgrad. However, Young Boys Bern are on the back of a defeat themselves, coming into losing to St. Gallen top flight in Switzerland. In fact, back-to-back defeats in the Swiss top flight. But they last played in this competition, resulting in a 2-0 win over Steaua Bucharest. As for Ludogorets Razgrad, they're, of course, coming into this on the back of successive draws. They last played in this competition, losing to Real Betis. The bookies odds on this one will go with the host here, Young Boys Bern. Going to go with a win as well for Young Boys Bern. 2-0 winners. And, of course, big win for Young Boys, and I think they've got at least ambitions to get into to extend their European adventure beyond this league phase. Let's go to Freiburg now as they take on Utrecht, coming at you over at the Europa Park. Julian Schuster's Freiburg are 10th right now, 4 points for them. They've drawn 4 in the bounce at Freiburg, but they are unbeaten in the last 7. Up against Utrecht side and Ron Jans, they sit 33rd right now. No wins or no points so far in their competition over in the Europa League, but they're coming into this on the back of a win, that's right. That win was against Volendam in the Eredivisie, who Freiburg, though, on the back of 4 successive draws, drawing with Hoffenheim, Bologna in this competition, Gladbach, and then Frankfurt heading into this one. The bookies odds for this one, they'll lean towards Freiburg. I think they should as well. I think Freiburg will get the W here. 3-1 winners, job done. And on to the last one we go now. Where is that? It's off to Spain. That's right, we're off to the Estadio Balados. Celta Vigo and Claudio Gorraldes trying to add to their points so far. Taking on an east side who are struggling under Frank Heise. That's right, the French team yet to get a point so far. They're coming into just 1 win in the last 6. Because Celta Vigo are 13th with 3 points for them. Also 1 win in the last 6 matches. These two clubs have yet to play each other, but coming into this Celta Vigo back-to-back draws. Drawn for Atletico, drawn for Real Sociedad. Both of those matches were at home. As for Nice, coming into this on the back of that win over Lyon. In fact, just 1 defeat in the last 4 when you look at it. But of course, they did lose when they last played in this competition to Fenerbahce. The bookies odds will go with Celta Vigo here. It's a tight one. Could be a coin flip on this as well. Maybe it'll be another draw. Going to go with a 1-1er for me on this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that, and of course your picks. And of course, if I'm right, the table will look something along these lines. Malmo, Utrecht yet to get a point. The likes of Salzburg moving into some sort of playoff competition. Feyenoord also on the move. Celtic into 17th place. The likes of Real Betis to 12th. Roma drops just outside the top 8. But your top 8 after match number 3 is Zagreb, Villa, Braga, Lyon, Lille, Midtjylland, Freiburg, and Porto, of course. That is what I think, guys. Let me know what you think, of course, down below. And, of course, don't forget about the like target, 40 likes. Can you get us that done and dusted? I'll appreciate that. And, of course, subscribe if you're new. Your one-stop shop for Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, all here under one roof. Until then, I'll see you soon, whenever that is.